Good evening and welcome to This Is Your Life. Tonight, I'm doorman at the White House Regent's Park, and I've just had a message from a customer in the restaurant inside that she wants a taxi. But let me tell you how surprised she's going to be when she comes out and finds that tonight I'm doorman, and on top of that, what kind of transport I've ordered for her. Anyhow, let's see if it all works, but meanwhile, just keep an eye on this door behind me, and we'll see. Doris, I've sent your taxi away.
What?
I've sent your taxi away.
Where?
Just sent it away because there's something else in store for you tonight, dear Doris Hare. Because tonight, this is your life.
Oh, you don't mean it. Oh, I haven't had my hair done.
Your hair is gorgeous. You don't need a taxi anyway. Come on.
Oh, look at them. There they
You're
are.
known as Mum and on the buses, so this little number's going to take you to the studios.
Oh, no.
Come on, Mum.
And here's all of them. Come on, on board.
Come on, darling. There you go.
No smoking inside. No smoking inside.
I'm sorry, you can't.
That's all I need now.
Hey,
All right.
Well, how about that then, love, eh? Start your knickers now. I didn't know.
Sit yourself down, Doris. I must say, for 1 minute when you came out that door, I thought you were going back inside. What did you think was going on?
Well, I had no idea. I thought they were making a film. I didn't know it was me. And when I saw it, I thought, well, this was it. And I was with my agent, and she'd been keeping a secret from me all day. I can't say anything. It's too wonderful.
Never mind, you just sit back and relax, Doris, here, because this is your life, and it's a life that's taken you into every branch of entertainment. Musical comedy, wartime radio fame, legitimate theatre with the Royal Shakespeare Company, the National, and the Old Vic. Today, you've won millions of new, young fans in your role. And here's the Omnibuses team. Reg Varney, Bob Grant, Stephen Lewis, Michael Robbins, and Anna Karen. Very up with this. Bob there nearly wouldn't let me on the bus earlier on, thank you very much. Tell me, Reg, is Doris a real mum to the rest of the On the Buses cast?
She's a marvellous mum. 5 years ago, I met Doris. I'd heard about her long before that. And she played a small part in a show I was called Beggar My Neighbour, right, darling? Remember that?
Yes.
And it was so marvellous that when we started On the Buses, I said to the boys who wrote On the Bus, I said, look, that must be Mum. And I must say she's a wonderful trooper.
Oh, I
Best
love
mum in the
you.
business.
I love you. You're the
Thank
best.
you, Reg Varney, and the team. Doris, it's no surprise at all that you turned out to be the real trooper that Reg said, because you could scarcely have made an earlier start in show business. You were carried onto the stage for the first time in your mother's arms at what age?
Oh, 3 weeks.
3 weeks. And tell me...
Didn't have many lines.
that was, in fact, was as Eliza's baby in Uncle Tom's Cabin. But you did get your lines. How old were you when you got your first speaking part?
3 years old.
What was that in, do you remember?
Oh, it was Queen's Evidence.
Queen's Evidence. What a good memory you have. Your mother and father run a travelling show called Bremer's Alexandra Theatre.
Yes.
Well, Doris Hare arrived in this world on the day that travelling show arrived at Bargoed in Monmouthshire.
Gosh.
Yes, and there's another member of the Bremer's Alexandra Theatre who puts on quite a few airs about his arrival in the world.
I always say I'm the only young hare with any real breeding. I was born in a dressing room instead of a field.
Yes, well, we see he doesn't upstage it tonight, Doris. Your younger brother, Bertie Hare. Bertie. You've told us that it was a case of the show must go on in the Hare family, right?
Oh, yes, you see, there were 5 of us Hare children, and you see, Kate, my mother, kept on working right up to the day of delivery. But I was very proud of being born in a theatre, except Doris here, she was born in a caravan, in a field, in Bargoed.
Well, there's a little bit of family rivalry here, as you'll gather, so let's talk to those other 2 new members of Bremer's Alexandra Theatre Company, your sisters, Betty and Winifred. Betty, tell me, Betty, where were you born?
I was born in Sir Harris on a tip.
I see, yes. And Winifred, how about you?
Well, I was born in Tommy Farr's country, Tony Pandy. Oh.
On a tip?
No, in a caravan.
I think. Very well done. Now, Bertie, I believe that you have another distinction in the Hare family, Bertie.
Oh, yes, I went to school.
It's more than the rest of us did.
Yes. But this lot had to educate themselves. But you see, I had to go to school, but I don't suppose Doris has ever seen the inside of a schoolroom.
No.
I mean, there wasn't any chance going from town to town and playing a different play every night.
Yes.
No, but whether she saw a school or not, she must have this time really have been learning the theatrical business pretty thoroughly, Bertie.
Oh, yes, she learned the hard way, the very hard way. But I would like to tell a little story about Doris. She was playing Little Willie in East Lynne, and my mother, bless her, was playing Madame Veen. And in this play, she had to say one time, Madame Veen, will I die today? Well, anyway, went on, and all of a sudden, Doris gave a very quiet performance. And she said to my mother, will I die today, Madame Veen? And my mother said, you will if you don't bloody well speak up.
After that performance, it's no wonder the management of Bremer's Theatre, your mum and dad, that is, decide to move overseas to Ireland, where, in fact, you join up with another company like your own called the Breffney O'Rourke Company.
Oh, yes.
Now, of course, you don't know it then, but in that company is a young actor who's destined to become famous himself in the years to come, but at that time, his big interest is in you.
I was very much in love with Doris at the time. I'm afraid she didn't take me too seriously.
Yes, you're quite right. Still one of your greatest admirers, actor Cyril Cusack. Cyril, this seems like a kind of hardship that you were in love with, but you didn't take you seriously. Why not?
Yes, it was a hardship. Well, the reason was because I was rather immature at the time. I was 10, I think. About 10.
But like Doris's, you, of course, came from a travelling theatrical family. Well, tell us the sort of show that Doris was appearing in at the time.
Well, we were touring in the fit-ups. The fit-ups was a sort of theatre. It was very popular in Ireland at the time because, well, you went to towns and little towns and villages, and they fitted up the set and that sort of thing, and then they fitted it down very quickly if we had to get out.
Rather sharpish, dear.
That's right.
Even though you kept, moving around, Cyril, Doris always had a very appreciative audience, hadn't she?
Well, yes, I flattered myself. No, I shouldn't really. I was your most faithful audience because I used to come out every night. You see, we had the turns first.
Yes, the turns.
And Doris used to come on in her little Dutch outfit. Do you remember?
Little Mr. Baggy Britches.
Yes, that's it. That was one. What was it? Little Mr. Baggy Britches. Yes. And then a long time afterwards, when we met in the intellectual theatre,
The Royal Shakespeare.
the Royal Shakespeare. That's right. We met in our dressing room, and no, my dressing room. Sorry.
Yes, because I was out.
And I said to Doris, please, would you please give me little baggy breeches?
Yes.
And she did the whole thing there and then, the whole routine, dance and everything.
Thank you, Cyril Cusack. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Well, now, little Mr. Baggy Britches seems to have played quite a part in your life around this time, Doris, because later on you become a member of a dance troupe touring the north of England. And you'll see her on that screen there, you are dancing that same number.
Lady Suter.
Yes, that's another little Miss Baggy Britches that turned up. She's on the right, is she?
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
we
the one
noticed that,
that's
and we-
got the socks hanging down.
You are, yes. Well, we made another discovery. That self-same dancing partner of yours of long ago, you haven't met for over 50 years. But she's here tonight, Mamie Suter. Now, Mrs. Jack Swinburne.
Oh, it's
Now,
worth coming
you and
for
Doris
this
belong
alone.
to a troupe called the Bing Kids. And
That's right,
we gather
yeah.
that you and Doris were inseparable backstage. Tell me, did you hit it off right away?
Did we hit it off? Well, the very first day I met Doris, I took an instant liking to her. So much so that I went up to Doris and I said, "Will you be my very best friend?" And Doris said, "Well, yes, but what's your name?" And I said, "It's Mamie May." And Doris said, "Oh, what a soppy name." So from then on, I changed it to my mother's stage name, Suter.
And you became firm friends.
Yes, and we were very good friends.
One thing now, for sure, since the way you were greeted when you came on there, because we were worried about this, Mamie remembers too little Mr. Baggy Britches' routine, and for old time's sake, she's willing to have a shot at the chorus. So, right, both of you have a try? So, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since the end of World War I, the Bing Kids dance again.
1, 2, 3. Little Mr. Baggy Britches, I love you. And if you'll be my Sunday fellow, I'll patch 'em with purple, with pink, and with yellow. And those will say, as we lean on the housey wall, lean has been patching a yard until we saw there's all my
Oh, thank you, Maggie Fraser. Oh, that was terrific. Oh,
I was a bit
marvelous.
thinner then, dear.
Now, when your days as a juvenile end, you move on to every kind of entertaining. Reviews, farces, seaside shows. You're in a bureau show in Scotland when you get a kind of break that young performers dream about. You're spotted by the great Noel Coward and picked for a role in his new musical. It's your big chance in the West End, but there's another youngster waiting in the wings on opening night who's just as nervous.
Well, that was my first West End appearance, too. And I wasn't nervous. I was absolutely terrified.
Well, here to share tonight as well, Doris, another young hopeful from your early days who went on to starring roles, Edward Underdown.
Oh, he's just as pretty.
This was a bad case of first night nerves all round,
Oh,
wasn't
he
it?
dried stone cold.
I didn't know.
You did.
But it was a desperate ordeal for both of us, particularly for you, because I couldn't sing. I never had sung. So when we finished the sketch, Doris had to go into the number all alone, and I just sat there and listened. I just sat to listen to Doris.
And the number was
The
what?
number was Three White Feathers, written especially for you, Doris.
Yeah.
By you.
Sit down and listen to it, Doris.
Long way, the journey hasn't been all jam. I must admit, the road in which I sit is one up on the dear old tram.
And as a matter of fact, you look pretty dashing in that guard's uniform, Edward.
Well, it wasn't always like that. The sketch was this young guardsman and his wife going to court. And during the run of the show, I developed a septic jaw. But I wasn't going to tell anybody because I wasn't going to let anybody else sit there and listen to Doris singing the number. And I just went on and listened and suffering the agonies of the damned, I can tell you.
And tell me, what was the reception for Three White Feathers?
Well, absolutely wonderful. And I think I'm right in saying, Doris, aren't I, that it was one of the first things that set you on the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Edward Underwood. Thank you. Now, that musical leads to a string of successes in London and New York, and by the time war broke out, you've star status in the West End Theatre. It's in 1940, though, that you've cause to be grateful of those tough years when you go barnstorming on your way to the top. You're asked to fly to Scotland to entertain servicemen in the frozen north, and another star who shared that plane with you thinks it's the end of both your careers.
Remember I said to the pilot, there's a bit of blue sky over there. Let's try flying through that.
Well, she's dashed over between shows at the Strand, where she's starring in the comedy No Sex, Please, We're British. Your fellow passenger on that epic flight, star Evelyn Leigh.
Oh,
Boo, yes.
Don't be silly. Do you remember that wonderful experience?
You tell
we
us
had?
about that trip.
come on.
Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember that icy cold morning we started out?
That terrible old hair.
Now you remember. We got to the aerodrome. Yes. It was icy cold, and the sergeant decided to give us some drink. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you looked out of the window and you said, "Oh, darling, I think there's a fly in the sky." No, no, it isn't. It's a sardine tin. No, it isn't, dear. It's Blério's original model. Yes, dear.
But you got there safely, didn't you?
Well, we did get there safely.
Your dressing rooms weren't exactly West End standard when you...
Well, our dressing room was a small cupboard off the side of the stage with an iron bedstead in it.
Yes.
And a hurricane lamp.
That's all we
But
had.
I want to tell you, it was worth it, wasn't it?
Every bit.
That wonderful reception we had, I think, is one of the most marvellous things of my whole career, and I'm sure it was yours, too.
Darling, I will never forget you singing I'll See You Again with a bit of my Woolworths makeup on, which you'd left all your beautiful makeup behind, and she sang I'll See You Again in a suit, snow boots, and tore the place apart.
I'm so glad you took me, darling. You came from London.
And she's going to tear the place apart tonight, too, because her curtain is rising in the West End. Thank you, Eamonn, for joining
Sorry,
us. Another successful night tonight. Well, now, Doris, in 1942, you take on another job that's to make you famous all over the wartime world, a contribution second to none among the many who boosted serving men's morale. You launch a radio show for the men of the Merchant Navy, the program Shipmates Ashore. The hostess, Doris Hare, the place, the Merchant Navy Club in Piccadilly. One seaman who survived 30 days in an open boat after a ship was torpedoed joined the staff of your show as a reporter for your news feature. He's lived in South Africa since you last saw him in 1946, but he's flown from Cape Town to be with you again tonight. George Ralston, your ship's reporter. Oh, no, this way, George. Now, the Merchant Navy at that time, George, when Doris was sort of looking after them, was a bit of a Cinderella service, wasn't it?
Yes. And Doris looked after me because I was a Cinderella too.
And apart from the shows and all the things you told us, George, that you don't want to tell us now, didn't she raise a big fund for the boys?
Yes, she did.
It came to how much?
£10,000.
And it went towards the building of cottages for retired seamen, a
That's
cinema and a
what
clinic
it
at Linfield,
was.
which is still there, is attributed to you today in Alford and Surrey. And you've a lot to talk to her about, I know, George. Thank you, George Ross. Thank you. Now, there's one program in that series, Doris, that you are never likely to forget. In 1948, and this story sounds like fiction, but it happens to be fact. It's part of her life. Poe Spragg brought a letter from a mother in Hull telling Doris of a 17-year-old merchant seaman, her son, who was lying 3,000 miles away in a New York hospital, suffering from loss of memory after a ship was torpedoed in the Atlantic. His amnesia had lasted for 6 months. But in Hull, his mother had an idea. If the boy's young sister sang on Doris's program, beamed to his bedside in New York, her voice might jog his memory. Well, Doris acted immediately, and that little girl made her way to London and the Shipmates Ashore studio.
I was that little girl, Doris, and this is my chance to thank you.
She was 8 years old when you last met back in 1943. She's here tonight, Sylvia Thornton, now Mrs. Sylvia Potts. Sylvia, you just tell us about it, will you?
Well, I was very young at the time. I know everybody was at their wits' end at home, you know, worrying about my brother and how they could help him. And
This is when Mum came up with the idea.
yes, yeah, she came up with the idea. She knew that Shipmates Ashore had this link up with New York, and she thought that if you could hear my voice, it might just do the trick. You see, he'd given his record to me, a favourite record, White Christmas, and I'd learned to sing it for him. And, you see, we've all been very close. And so Mum wrote to Doris and asked if I could come onto the programme and broadcast it to his bedside.
Which you did, you came?
Yes, we came immediately.
Yes.
And, yes, we came onto the programme and I went up to the microphone in my best white party dress and sang White Christmas.
Oh.
And Norris heard it at his bedside and suddenly he said, "That's Sylvia." And from that moment, his memory started to come back again.
Marvellous story. Thank you, Sylvia Potts, for telling us. When the war ends, Doris, you're awarded the MBE for your services to the Merchant Navy, and when you return to peacetime stage, you're still ready with a helping hand. In a musical called Valmouth at the Savile Theatre in London in 1959, you play a character called Mrs. Took, who's 120 years old, a grand old lady looking quite sure of herself, but you share a duet with a very nervous newcomer to the musical stage.
I'll never miss the foggy, foggy dew, but I will miss you, Mrs. Took. Yes, I will, Mrs. Took, miss you.
That's who it is, the unmistakable voice of the lovely Cleo Lane. Well, Cleo, you're an experienced stage performer now, and in fact, you're on your way to star in another performance of the musical Showboat tonight. That's why you're dressed so beautifully and specially, not that you always aren't. But back in the days of Falmouth, you've said to us that you've had a lot to learn at that stage.
Oh, gosh, yes. I was very, very inexperienced. And I tried to make myself look very sure of myself, but I think Doris guessed underneath that the turmoil was going on. Yes. And she helped me immensely. I wasn't by any means a comedian, and I had some very funny lines to say, and I would just say them right through laughs. And Doris taught me how not to say them all through laughs. The marvellous thing, the one thing that I really did love about Doris was she had a dressing room next to mine, and all the other singers in the show would warm up by going, "Oh," but Doris, no. She would come in and go, "Ah!" for a warm-up. I am now warmed up.
Oh, dear.
It was beautiful.
Well, it was lovely to hear that tune again, Cleo.
It was.
Oh, yes,
And I've missed you, and we do keep in touch.
We don't.
Thank you, Cleo Lane. Thank you. Well, now, your career certainly doesn't stand still through the 60s. The girl who began her career on a makeshift stage in the wilds of Wales goes on to appear with the National Shakespeare Company. In fact, Doris, you joined your friend Cyril Cusack here in one production at the Royal Shakespeare in '63. And it's a big switch from the Royal Shakespeare to being mum in on the buses. But that's the kind of versatility that a real trooper learns. And what we haven't yet revealed is that other role that's hers just as successfully, the role of real-life mum. It's your 30th wedding anniversary this year. What does that husband of yours do for a living?
He's a geneticist, and he's the most wonderful man in all the world.
How do you pronounce that word? He's a great doctor. He is indeed. Dr. John Fraser Roberts, CBE, and with him your daughters, Susan and Catherine. Susan has already presented you with 2 grandchildren. And Catherine is a hospital therapist. Dr. Roberts, your life couldn't be further removed from show business. What's the formula for staying so obviously happy?
Well, we've had 30 very happy years and 2 very beautiful daughters. And what I have found over the years is that doctors and actors like each other very much. And I like Doris's actor friends, she likes my doctor friends, and we often have some very happy parties of both of them.
Oh,
Well, that's one family altogether. Let's end your story, Doris, by recalling that other family you helped to reunite back in those dark war years. That young merchant sailor in the New York hospital, suffering from a loss of memory. He came home safe and sound after that unforgettable broadcast on Shipmates Ashore. You've never met, but we put that straight away right, because here he is, Norris Thornton himself.
To meet you, Miss Hare, face to face, to say thank you very much.
Oh, what's
Doris Hare, this is your life.